What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and right now we're going to be talking about how you can unlock 89 overall Herman Moore 100% free. Like, there's nothing else you need to do other than play the game. For those of you guys that are asking if this is my first or second free legend, I am on my second. Okay, just to make sure that it's clear. So as of right now, you should be doing the Legends Week 9. Up until this point, I can't remember the total amount, but you should have enough to be able to cover at least one full one, and you should be almost next to the second free legend. Depending on how the challenges work, some of you guys are reporting that some of them are glitched and things like that. I don't know if EA is going to fix a lot of that, but I always try to urge you guys to get it done sooner than later, because typically as the weeks go by, it's a higher chance that those previous challenges may actually be glitched. But I want to always point out, right, with the challenge reward that you get for the last challenge that you play, in like when you do a final challenge, with the way they have it set up, you always take the token. All right, there is no reason not to take the token, so just keep it that way. You know what I'm saying? Just make it so that it's easier and you won't have an issue. With the other tokens that they give you, obviously, you can do whatever you want. They're tokens. You put it in whatever set. I just recommend staying away from the other B&Ds. If you're not doing a full actual B&D player legend, don't do like a hero or 86 overall. Please don't do that. That's not going to benefit you in any way. Even if you're a no money spent player or a team that's coming up, it still doesn't make any sense. And this is what I'm talking about. Some of you guys are like, yo, I want to take the 81s to complete auctionable sets and sell the 84s. Please don't do that, bro. Please don't do that. Focus in on creating full legends, and it's going to benefit you a lot more in the end. Because if the players that you need on your team right now, you don't have like decent overalls and you're just trying to get higher overalls, this is more beneficial than waiting week to week to get enough 81s. It just doesn't make any sense. And we've been talking about this since it actually started, when they've been doing that, when they've been giving you the option to take like the 81s. The reason that they do that, right, is because it is an auctionable card. So let me just explain really briefly to you guys, right? Especially like I said, for my no money spent guys, when you start to build up any type of set, like this would be the I think you would have to use the 81s to make the 82s, right? So, oh no, these are the 80s. So the way that they have it set up, for the 83s, you would need 81s. So it's a bunch of 81, it's 580 to 82 overalls, right? To make an 83. So this is what people usually do. They'll make up to kind of like, pre-make the card, and they'll be able to use those cards over time to make those players. So every week, theoretically, you're gonna get an 81. Soon it'll rise to an 82, etc., right? If you were like seriously no money spent, and you wanted to create an auctionable player at the time of one of the releases, you would be grinding through the sets to create the secondary players that you need. The 84s, the 85s, all the cards that you would need, so that when they drop it, you'll be able to get that card and it'll be auctionable. Now, over time, right? Just hear me out. If you over time invest in getting just a full legend and just be done with it, it's going to equate to coins, because you'll be able to use the better team to compete better. Like when you play champions every week you should be getting at least 16 wins in champions and getting 100,000 coins and the touchdown packs. Because, bro, I don't even know where these bums come from. Like, these dudes are terrible. And I think that that's a good job by EA Sports, because the pool is so heavy. Very rarely will you play somebody that's good in champs. So that's something that you can use the better cards to invest with. All right. Now, leading up to this, where you guys were asking about, the free Herman Moore, the free DeMarcus Ware, this is what I want to make sure that I point out. And it's good because you guys are always on me if I make a mistake. So with this right here, right, they have two separate things for the free card. With AKA, they just update the overalls. They don't do separate ones. So when I first did a video about you guys getting the free player, I was wondering when they were going to actually update the name, and I didn't pay attention to the fact that they made a second set, right? So you would obviously be using the 86 to 89 because we're looking for 89 overall Herman Moore, right? Or DeMarcus Ware, or whatever you want. So the tokens that you accumulate, okay, inside of those challenges is what you would simply put in here. And then from there, you would just go ahead and make the, get the card, whatever. Just keep in mind, again, this is my second free legend. My first one was Charles Haley, who I still currently use because he's still that good. Okay, so I always make it count. I don't wait around like, yo, bro, you know what? This guy, like Herman Moore, I'm going to tell you guys about Herman Moore because I know you guys have questions about him because he's 6'4", and it would work with my scheme when I moss. He's trash as hell. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you guys what happens with that. This is like a secondary way to go ahead and do stuff. Let me just first show you what happened, right? In my auctions hub. So I sold him immediately. He's trash as hell. Okay, originally when he first came out, he was like 650. And, you know, I thought that he would be able to be a player that we could more, you know, utilize in our offense, like I said, because Drake London is really good. So I thought that he would be good as well. I was wrong. It was real bad work. This guy sucks. So again, if you were to get him, you would have to be dedicated to whatever scheme you run, and maybe you would be able to utilize him better than I did. But for me, he was trash. Okay, so what did I do to get him and still keep my tokens? What I did was I created the set. I used the previous, you know, all the lower level sets to make the cards. Now look, this is the part where it's very, very tedious, right? Because what happens is if you win games, you win Super Bowls, whatever, you get those touchdown packs. And sometimes you'll get legends, right? You know, you'll get a $20 pack sometimes and you'll get very low legend stuff like that, right? And they'll all just be accumulating. And as they accumulate, you don't usually use them unless there's something that you have interest in. So I had interest in Herman more because he's 6'4", he, you know, decent speed, stuff like that. I thought he would be good for my team. So I completed his set. So what did that entail? You have to have the version of the card and then you have to have the 86s. So I had the players to make the 86s. Okay, this is where it gets really, really wild and it's just like, yo, what is going on type thing? Because I had the cards to make it, I just made it. I had the 84 to 85s, I had the 81, stuff like that. I was good. So I just accumulate a lot of cards over time and I'm able to then, you know, pretty much put together the set. You can see I still have a lot more that I can do starting from the bottom and going up. But this is another way of grinding because a lot of the free packs that you see in my unopened packs, I don't open them unless I need them. So if I do see a card that I like and it is a set card, I can go through all this right here and get them. You know what I'm saying? Like I could start from the lowest level and go all the way up. I have the cards for that. So that's usually what I do. Now I will point out, right, that Team Diamonds have been leaked. So I'm not overly crazy about getting rid of all my cards anymore because we're going to need them to get the Team Diamond Master. So we're going to be building on that. I'm going to be putting some videos out about it. I'm not really going crazy, guys. Like I'm trying to hold on to all my other cards, like all this Mutt Champ stuff and all this stuff. I haven't opened any of them. I just have the cards in there. You know, I got mega energy cells. Like I don't do it. I just have them there, daily coin packs, because it doesn't make any sense for me to open them. I don't need them. So I just leave them there until it's time and then I'll start opening them. So if you have a decent amount of cards and you've been pulling like legends, whatever, like because today is a launch day for legends, it's a very high chance that you're going to get low overall or maybe even high limiteds in the midfield and touchdown packs. Many people don't tell you that, but that's what they do. They kind of reshuffle the whole pool and there's a higher chance to get it when the promo is actually active. So that's one of the things that go on as well. So you can figure out the way you want to rock it, but I'm not really going too crazy. I'm just not going to go too crazy. I'm going to hold on to what I have. I'm going to utilize my tokens for free players that I want, and I'm going to continue to bring you guys the information that you need to get your team upgraded. Also, drop the overall of your team. Let me know in the comments where you guys are and if you're no money spent. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. One love, y'all.